It is time to have a look at rules, alerts, and the Firewall's rule editor. We'll start by explaining what a rule is. We can say that a rule is what will let the firewall allow or deny a program or a service access to the network. A rule will also decide whether or not a program will be allowed so-called server privileges, meaning it will be able to listen for network traffic on one or more ports. The firewall uses these rules to regulate network access to and from your computer. Rules are created in different ways. Predefined rules are rules that are common for most computers and are rules where we have made default choices for you. These rules can normally be enabled or disabled from the advanced settings configuration. During setup of the firewall, the wizard creates rules based on your selections. We can manually create or edit rules from the rule editor, and rules are also made based on your reply to connection alerts. Let us have a look at connection alerts. There are two types of connection alerts: outgoing application and server privileges. Let us start with outgoing application. When an application tries to make a connection that isn't defined in a rule, you will receive a connection alert for outgoing applications. When a connection alert displays, you must decide whether or not you want to allow this outgoing connection. You also have to select whether you want Norman Personal Firewall to remember this rule only for this session, meaning until restart of the firewall, only one time, or if it should be a permanent rule. When you click Allow or Deny, the connection rule for this application is activated. Clicking Advanced will display and let you decide on additional rule details. I'll allow the remote desktop connection outgoing application. When an application wishes to open a port to listen for network traffic, we say that the application requests server privileges. When an application without a rule requests server privileges, you will receive a connection alert. You must now decide whether or not you want to allow the application to listen for network traffic. You also select if the rule you create only applies to this session, or if it is a permanent rule. Clicking Advanced will display and let you decide on additional rule details. I want to make this a permanent rule and allow the Internet Information Services process. We use the Firewall rule editor if we wish to create, delete, or modify a permanent rule. To access the rule editor, we'll select the Personal Firewall in the Norman Security Suite, the Expert Tools, and click the Rule Editor. Now we can either create new rules or modify or delete existing rules. I want to modify one of my previous rules, so I'll select this and click Next. Here I see the rules I've already created. Some of them are auto-created during setup, while some of them are pop-up replies. So let's have a look at the latest rule we created. I'll select that one and click Next. Now I have the option of making the rule inactive, change the rule to deny, grant server privileges, delete the rule, or open the rule in Advanced Edit View. I want to open the rule in the Advanced Edit View, just to give you an idea of what lies behind the rule. So I'll select Open Edit View and click Finish. Now I get more information about the rule. The description, what it applies to, the actions and the protocols and the ports. Now this is Internet Information Services requesting server privileges, and really it just needs to access the local web-based ports. So instead of any port locally, I can select a group of ports, a predefined rule, and say that this is World Wide Web traffic. Use is selected, click OK. Now I went into the rule editor, found one of my previous rules, and made modifications to it. If I want to delete an existing rule, I'll follow the same steps. I'll go into my rule editor, select I want to modify or delete an existing rule, click Next, find the rule I want to delete, click Next, select Delete the rule, and click Finish. The rule is now deleted. As you see, if you make mistakes during your original setup, or you want to make modifications to any rules you created, or even create a new rule, this can be done from the Personal Firewall's rule editor.